Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Shannon and I am from the YouTube channel TheDailyDIYer. And this is probably the weirdest video that I have ever made. I will actually be hitting 10 years of being a YouTuber here in just a few months. So I'm not a stranger to the camera, but sharing my story is totally different than DIYing. Now on to the point of this crazy video that I cannot even believe that I'm making right now. I am actually just a couple days away from a consultation to get dental implants. And I absolutely have no idea what I am getting myself into other than a couple YouTube videos that I've watched, some videos that the center actually sent me. So I feel like I'm kind of going into this blind, but I wanted to document this process. And I also kind of wanted to share some of my story leading up to today. So I'm actually also only a couple weeks away from turning 40, so I feel very young to even be needing this type of procedure, but I know that there's people much younger than me that have gone through it, and it kind of runs the gamut on age. So it just is what it is for me. So yes, being on YouTube, obviously it is kind of a vanity thing, but that is not the reason that I'm making this decision at all whatsoever. I just feel like it's kind of one of those perks and good things to come from it is to actually have a nice smile, which will be nice being that I'm on the camera a lot. But unfortunately, I deal with a lot of dental issues and I have for a long time, and it kind of stems all the way back to when I was a kid. So the weird thing is I was well over a year old before I ever even got my first tooth, which led into me not losing my teeth, my baby teeth, until I was in second grade. And for me, it was extremely traumatizing. So teeth from that young of age on up have been just a sense and a spot of worry for me. So I just feel like it's been forever that I've never really had a good sense of good teeth. So of course, this is something that every kid goes through, losing their baby teeth. But for me being that old, I wanted nothing to do with it. I didn't want the tooth fairy money. I didn't want the tooth fairy to visit. I didn't want to have to go through that experience at all. And every single tooth that I would lose, well, I would literally lose it because I never wanted to pull them out. That also led into when I was in high school and needed actually to have some of those baby teeth pulled, not because I wouldn't pull them, but because they weren't even loose yet for me to be able to pull them. So I remember in high school needing to go to the dentist, and I had a few cavities and I had several baby teeth that needed to be pulled, and they were going to sedate me and all this stuff because I was so worried about it. I showed up just to do one or two little fillings, and they ended up just doing the entire thing without any kind of anxiety control for me. So that kind of contributed to some of the anxiety that I have about teeth. And then to backtrack a little bit in there, I was probably like early junior high when I chipped my canine tooth. And so I remember, I don't even think I ever told my parents about this, but I chipped it. It was rough. So I literally took a nail file and filed down my canine tooth. So I have like lived with just a pointed tooth on one side and a not pointed tooth on the other. And that has just totally bothered me for forever. And I have to say also, I don't think I've ever had a good dentist appointment where I didn't have something wrong, something needed fixed. So I would love to have always had that experience going to the dentist where they were like, okay, see you in 6 months. Yeah, that is never how it's been for me. So let's fast forward now through adulthood. I had my daughter when I was 21, and then I had my son when I was 28. And I think he literally sucked every bit of life out of me, nutrients out of me. I was so sick with him for a lot of the pregnancy. I didn't eat a good diet because of that, because everything just made me sick, and the prenatal vitamins made me sick too. So that, I'm sure, is a contributing factor. And then I also nursed him for 18 months after he was born. So I think he, again, continued to kind of suck some of the nutrition from me, and that's when I started really having a lot of problems. So when he turned about a year old, I broke my first tooth. And I remember going to the dentist, and luckily I didn't need a root canal. I was able to just get a crown, but it was a whole process because the first crown didn't fit, so I had to go back in. And then at the same time, I also found out I had all these other problems with my teeth, and I did have to go in and get a root canal and a crown on a totally different tooth. I racked up a lot of bills when it came to the dentist trying to fix everything. And I did it finally at one point, got everything fixed, went through the whole dental plan and felt really good about myself, was really taking care of my teeth when another tooth broke. At this point, I had spent so much money on fixing my tooth, or all of my teeth, and this was a back molar, so I just ended up having it pulled. Fast forward another year and I broke another molar while I was at dinner, and I have never been in so much excruciating pain in my life. It just would not subside. It was terrifying. I went to the emergency room, or not the emergency room, I went to the urgent care, and they were hesitant to give me any kind of pain medicine because I guess they see people come in begging for that. And I didn't even want it. I didn't want pain medicine. I just wanted the pain to stop altogether. And so I didn't even get pain medicine. I just kind of had to control it with Advil and Tylenol until I could get to a dentist, and then decided to have that tooth pulled too. Another year or two later, I broke another tooth, and I said, I don't want to have another tooth pulled. Like, that's enough. Let's fix these things. And it was in the midst of COVID, so I had to go to an emergency dentist, and they referred me to have a root canal done. And then because it was COVID, I never did get the crown to protect it, so I am still living with a root canal without a crown. And while I was in that appointment, they do a big scan of all your teeth, and he told me that several of the fillings that I had actually had cavities under them. So some of the dental work that I did get done was failing or wasn't done properly, and so I knew that I was gonna have to go in eventually and get these things fixed, and I was praying I wasn't gonna need more root canals because of it. And because of all that, I just put it all off and tried to buy some time, and while we were in Seattle on a big family vacation, I broke another molar. Now that one luckily didn't hurt. It had a filling in it, so it was kind of not terrible, and I am the terrible one because I put it off, and then a couple weeks before I just went to Waco with some friends on a business trip, it broke again, and it started causing me pain. So when we got back, I started calling around a dentist, and they couldn't get me in for a couple months. So I was just like, okay, I'm finally wanting to fix this, and now I can't even get into the dentist. And then out of the blue, I broke another molar. And I feel like this is just a crazy domino effect that I am now living through. And this last tooth that broke wasn't even a tooth I was concerned about or on my radar. So at this point, I know my teeth, including having several probably cavities on top of it, and just not having healthy teeth to begin with, I don't have a whole lot of options. I am praying when I go into this consultation on Friday that they will be able to help me. And my whole thought process is, if I need to have root canals or more teeth pulled or anything like that, I just want to go to sleep and just let them take care of everything at the same time anyway. So what I've gathered from this procedure for a full mouth of implants is that you go to sleep, they take all your teeth out, and you wake up with your implants and temporary teeth. So the fact that I can potentially remedy all the problems that I have in my mouth in one go is a big reason why I'm even considering this. But of course, I have a ton of anxiety, about it. Obviously, I've gone through a couple times to having my teeth pulled. I actually should have probably mentioned this too. I have had my wisdom teeth pulled. So I've gone through one dental surgery. It went pretty well, and I was kind of up and going. I actually did a photo shoot with my previous business just a few days after. I'm sure I probably wasn't in the best shape, but I could see that, you can go through a surgery and you can heal quickly and kind of get on with your life. And that is what I am totally hoping is going to happen with this. So this is just kind of part one. I'm gonna come back after my consultation, which is a couple days away, and kind of update you and let you know what I've learned and if this is the decision that I am going to make one way or the other. All right, so we are in the consultation office. We've talked to the prosthodontist and another lady, the consultation lady, and I think we're gonna do this. You would think as a YouTuber I would get used to talking to a camera, but I think when it comes to personal stuff, it's just really weird. But I definitely want to be able to look back on this, and I hope that this kind of helps others too that might be going through this process. So here it is, the personal side of my life that is not DIYing and crafting. So it is December 4th, 2024, and it is the day before my surgery. Yeah, so I've stayed very, very busy today just to kind of keep my mind off things and get a bunch of work done. But to be honest, yeah, like reality is really starting to hit hard right now. And it's 6 o'clock at night. My surgery is at 9:30 in the morning, and I'm not supposed to eat 8 hours before the surgery. So basically, not after I go to bed tonight. So I have my last meal, chips. I'm like, I can't eat chips for probably several months. So we got Jimmy John's. I love their bread too, and I'm worried I'm not going to be able to eat their bread either. We just love Jimmy John's. So that was my last meal. I might have some pumpkin pie tonight. But other than that, I'm a little bit worried about in the morning because yeah, coffee is my fuel in the morning. I don't necessarily need breakfast, but I need coffee. So I'm a little bit worried about being without coffee and caffeine, and also being hangry, especially since I'm not supposed to get to the office until 9:30 in the morning. It seems like a really long time. So I hope it's quick. Like once I get there, I'm hoping it's just quick, or at least from my perspective. So other than eating, I am not supposed to have any fingernail polish on or fake nails on. So I'm gonna take my nail polish off tonight. They told me to wear a t-shirt. You've got to be kidding me. The high tomorrow is 27 degrees. And being cold is like the worst thing in the world for me. Like I could probably live without coffee, but I layer up and I need a heating blanket and I need socks. And yeah, so I'm very, very concerned about being cold a lot right now. So I'm gonna layer up, and then hopefully right before the anesthesia, then I can just kind of take off a layer and go to a t-shirt so I don't have to freeze to death. But I can already tell, like, as soon as I get in that chair, I'm gonna be shaking from nerves, anxiety, and from being cold. And then I also have to do a little packing. They told me they're gonna have like Jello. I don't know, they're gonna have a couple things that I can actually eat after the surgery if I want. But they also said I can bring something with me. So I think I'm gonna bring a naked drink and a smoothie with me and a Smart Water. So I definitely wanna set out a lunchbox so I can pack that in the morning. And then they told me to bring an extra pair of clothes and then anything to make me comfortable. So I have like a neck pillow that's heated. I am so looking forward to getting into recovery so I can put my heated neck pillow on, and I'm bringing a heated blanket with me. Yeah, but other than that, I'm not really packing too much, just comfortable stuff. So they said wear loose fitting clothing, but I'm gonna wear fleece lined leggings because that's what I live in and that's what I'm comfortable in. And hopefully that'll help keep me warm, and a t-shirt and either a hoodie or a jacket or something. So otherwise, yeah, getting very, very, very nervous, but it's kind of like an excited nervous because I have had so much pain. Oh my goodness. I'm so ready to get these teeth taken out because the last couple days have just been almost unbearable, and thankfully ibuprofen like takes the edge off. But yeah, done with that. I cannot be more excited to be done with that. But otherwise, I am gonna go take my fingernail polish off. I'm gonna go wash my hair really, really good, get comfortable, and the Rockefeller Christmas tree lighting is tonight, so I'm gonna watch that on TV and just kind of relax. Maybe I'll make some hot tea or something, but tomorrow I'll bring you along with me for surgery day. All right, here we are. Surgery day, on our way. It is 19 degrees outside, which is up a degree since we left. And it was, what, feels like 7 degrees or something. So it is freezing. And it's about 9 o'clock. I need to be there at 9:30. We have about 10 minutes to go, so we're fine. We're doing fine on time. I don't know, anything else? Brian's gonna be doing some filming, hopefully, if all goes well. And I hope the next time I get back in this car after the surgery, recovery, set parts and everything, that I can get on here and say I'm fine and everything's good and we're on our way home. So that I hope is very soon to come. But I feel very naked. No makeup, no jewelry, no nails. Yeah, so feeling very weird and unlike myself, but let's do this. All right, so we just made it to the recovery room. There's this nice comfy chair back here, a mini fridge with pudding, what's in there? Applesauce, juice, and sure. There's a TV. There's the hubby. And my favorite thing of all, let me turn this around. There is a space heater because I did pack 2 blankets. One is a heated blanket. One is not, in case I couldn't have that one, but I guess we're gonna do this. Which is like what I think I said our first visit here. So yeah, there you go.
Just out picking up a prescription for Shannon and figure I would get her something to make her feel better. So we love Nightmare Before Christmas, so I figure I'd get her an ornament and a card.
Okay, so it is post-op day 7, a week ago today. I don't know what time it is, but I'm pretty sure I was in surgery still, or maybe right coming out of it.
You're just about coming out, yeah.
A week ago today. And yeah, still some swelling. This side was really swollen.
Not much bruising though.
No, I still have a little, like a teeny little bruise right here, which is weird. I don't know why. But yeah, I didn't get all the bruising that I was kind of worried about, but yeah, so you want to tell them about like surgery day? Because after I took that clip, I went to the bathroom, sat in a chair. They put an IV in and blood went everywhere. So that was kind of not a good start. And then I don't remember anything after that.
It had a feisty vein.
Yeah, they said if that's the worst thing that goes wrong, we're good.
Yeah.
So.
Well, she came out. They rolled her in.
Well, what time did I go in?
I want to say you went in around 10:30 or so.
Okay.
And you came out probably right before 1:30. So
they did say it would be like 3 hours.
Yeah. It was right at the 3-hour mark, I think. And then you were pretty much incoherent when you got rolled in and sat in the recliner, and you weren't in that great a shape.
No, I think the anesthesia was kind of rough on me. It's only the second time I was ever under anesthesia. And I think that time, too, it was hard for me to come out of it.
Yeah.
But I do remember, like, looking back now, when I was coming out of it in the chair still, they put Novocaine in, and then they did impressions. And I just kept thinking to myself, I can't do anything about it. It did not feel good, but I couldn't do anything about it. And then, I pretty well slept in recovery for like 2 hours.
Yeah, we were thinking that from the videos we've watched of other people doing it, she would be okay, and we were planning on watching a movie, and we had all kinds of stuff sitting in there, and no movie. She
I put
slept
on like real soft piano Christmas music.
Yeah, she had some.
That was really nice, actually.
Some jazzy piano music going on. It was nice.
And they had the space heater was so nice. And I brought my own blanket, but they gave me a blanket too.
Yeah.
And they had food and stuff, which while I was in surgery, went and got my medicine, my medications. And so the nurse said he could crush it up and put it in applesauce.
Yeah.
And so I took
a couple spoonfuls of that. Yeah.
Was that early or like? I don't even remember.
I want to say it was about like almost an hour after you came in from surgery.
So they had me taking medicine pretty much right away. And then they came in and the nurse was like, "Can you walk?" And I was thinking to myself, no. But I'm going to try. So they took me into the room. It's like a stand-up 360 x-ray machine. And I could not stand there. I literally almost fainted. And they got me a chair and I sat down, and I remember resting my head on the nurse's arm because I was literally just going to like topple over. And they're like, "Are you nauseous?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So they got me Zofran. And they never did get an x-ray. And then I went to a different chair where they put my teeth in. So while I was in recovery, they were working on my teeth.
Yeah.
They took those impressions and then made my teeth, which I should show you. There they are.
They look good.
I like 90% like them. There's some things I would probably change. But for the most part, like, I'm impressed. I was worried about the color. and I kind of like the color. But yeah. So yeah, I was pretty much like got my teeth screwed in and packed up, and we left. And I have a video in the car of how bad blood was like still coming down.
Oh, it was bad.
And I really didn't know what I was in for this whole next week. Like, I was not prepared. Like, I don't want to scare anybody, but
no, everybody's recovery is going to be different. So no matter how many videos you watch or what you think the outcome's going to be, you're never going to know until it happens.
And I didn't. I've had my little puppy, and my hubby helped take care of me.
Yeah.
But I think we're finally starting to be on the other side of things. It was like December 5th was the surgery, and the 6th was probably the worst day, honestly, for me. Even though they told me it would be like Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
And like Tuesday, what was that? The 8th or 9th, like I finally felt like I was starting to turn the corner and my swelling was going down and I was sleeping a little better, eating more.
Yeah.
And then today I feel like it's just, I'm so tired. But I do feel better today. Just a lot of naps and a couple baths.
Yep.
I washed my hair yesterday. That felt good. Made it to the couch yesterday. Otherwise, I've been in bed. And I go back next Thursday.
Yeah.
For like my post-op checkup. It says like a 30-minute appointment, so I think they're just gonna check in on things.
Yeah.
I hope they don't do anything crazy.
No, they might get their x-ray then.
Yeah,
So.
I have to do that then. But it's still hard to smile. It's still hard to open my jaw. And it's still like really tender. But my throat hurt. And because of this hurting, my ears hurt. And then because I swelled up, my sinuses swelled up. And I had a hard time breathing. And it gave me a migraine. I was a wreck. I couldn't talk, hardly swallow. I still can't talk. But there's like, you can see, you can see, but there's like plastic. I don't know if it's plastic, like acrylic or whatever these are made out of. Like covering my gum, like my whole entire gums. And then down, it's not covering the roof of my mouth, but it's just, I gotta learn how to function with that.
Yeah.
My tongue is still so sore, that swelled up. But yeah, considering where I was a week ago, this is better.
A lot better.
So maybe we'll check in a week after my 2-week appointment.
Yep.
Thank you for taking care of me.
Oh, that's what I do.
Alright, we're going with this filter because I just woke up from a nap. I cannot help just still feeling incredibly tired and run down. It's been 11 days since my surgery and I still can't talk right, and I think it's just something I'm gonna have to figure out. But I am feeling better each day, sleeping better. Eating is a whole nother ball game. I feel like I feel like a toddler because I'm learning how to like talk again. I need help with everything. Like having to eat soft food. It's funny, but It was just kind of part of it. And yes, yesterday I finally was able to get out of the house for the first time. Fresh air was amazing. Family time was amazing. And I think tomorrow we might try and do a Hobby Lobby run. I know, it's like Christmas time and I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of the regular hustle and bustle of Christmas. So we're gonna try it. I also want to go to like a Smoothie King and get like a really good smoothie. And if I have to just, go in for 5 or 10 minutes and come back out to the car, that's okay. But it would just be nice to get out for a little bit. Yeah, but I know I have a filter on, but there's some teeth. So, and then I go Thursday for my appointment to check in on things. All right, update time. My second time out of the house in 2 weeks. And we're actually gonna do a little bit of Christmas shopping. And a friend suggested we stop by Smoothie King, and I think this was the best decision ever. Like, I've never been there, and this one has protein in it. It's strawberry banana, but I had to add spinach to it, and it is delicious. But I can't drink out of a straw, so they gave me a spoon, which is kind of nice. It is Tuesday, December 17th. I am 12 days post-op and doing pretty good. The first day I've put makeup on in almost 2 weeks too. And any other updates you can think of? I am still kind of swollen and it's still tender. And I still can't really feel, my chin is still kind of numb, and then my nose for some reason feels tingly and weird too. So I do have an issue going on back here. You can see that tooth back there. I don't know if the enamel coating stuff fell off. I know they had trouble getting that screw in back there when I had them put in the day of surgery, and I don't know if maybe they knocked something off, but it is like orangey yellow, and it's like not the same as what's going on up here. So when I go in on Thursday, I'm gonna have them look at that. It's still really big and bulky, so talking has been fun and interesting. But I'm sleeping so much better, weaning down off of the pain meds. I haven't really used an ice pack in several days now. I probably could use it though to help with some of this poofiness that's still going on. I've read it can take 3 to 4 weeks for it to really completely heal. But I think I've been spitting out some of the stitches. Doing a lot of mouth rinses with the salt water, and so that's when that happens. And then I have been brushing my teeth. They gave me a special toothbrush. And yeah, this is 12 days post-op. Still sore, still tender, still something going on right here on the inside. I think there's a stitch poking out underneath. So I'm gonna have them look at that on Thursday too. But compared to where I was a week and a half ago, so much better. Gonna take it easy. So many people are like, don't overdo it. So I have not been. We went out and did Christmas lights the other night for about an hour. And today we're just gonna see how, a little bit of time spent in Hobby Lobby and Dollar Tree goes. But this this is amazing. So smoothies are really, really good for after dental surgery. So we may be coming back a lot more. So, all right, I'll update you again after my appointment on Thursday. We just left my 2-week post-op appointment, which went really, really well. I don't know why I was so nervous about it. I didn't know exactly what they were going to be doing, but they just basically checked on everything, and then they did some adjustments because, as you can tell, like, I have a talking issue. So they did a little bit to help with that, which I do think is helping. It's not perfect, but I think I just have to learn how to talk with these things still. And then they just kind of gave me a rundown of what's to come. I go back in February, which will be about 2 months? About 2.5 months post-op. And they'll do impressions of my teeth, or of my gums, I should say. They're gonna take these out, do new impressions because everything should be good and healed in there. And then they are going to work on a new set of temporaries and like take all of my things I want to change or adjust and work on that, and then I'll get those before I leave. And then they send off for more temporaries that I'll wear for a couple weeks, make sure I like everything before they send off for my final set of teeth. So it's going to be kind of a long haul. The biggest part of it is just healing and waiting till I heal, and then giving me a chance to try some options before I get my like final teeth. So yeah. And then the other thing they did was they gave me a water pick so that I can clean underneath the prosthesis teeth, because instead of like flossing, I actually floss underneath where the gum line is. And anything else? Did I miss anything? Wasn't too bad. It was only about 30 minutes. They did some grinding to make sure my bite was good, and then grinded so I had some more room in there for my tongue. And yeah, we just had a good chat, and that's about it. But I think I'm going to share what things that helped me through the recovery process that might be helpful too. So I'll do that when we get home. All right, so honey might help me a little bit with this part. I said I wanted to kind of share some things that really helped with my recovery, because as you saw, it was definitely a rough go, but there's some things that definitely helped. Honey, you were one of them. A nice support dog was definitely helpful. She was always by my side, taking naps, let me pet her. She was so good. But like actual items that helped me, or that I definitely suggest having on hand for recovery time, is a pill splitter. Sorry, she just hit the camera. Pill splitter and a crusher. So the first 3-ish days, Brian had to crush up my pills, my pain medicine, and put it in applesauce and yogurt, because it was so hard to swallow. This side of my throat was so sore from the tube, from the anesthesia. So that's the only way I was able to get pain medicine, was starting with the crushed. Then I went up to like thirds of the pills. So pills cut in thirds, and then halves. And now 2 weeks later, I can take a full pill. And this, sorry, she's gonna keep walking on the tripod, but Dixie cups. I know this sounds so weird, but we went through quite a few Dixie cups. One, because crushed up pills in applesauce and yogurt, my husband would mix it up in there and then I would eat it out of the cup. Two, you have to do salt water rinses. And so I put some of these by the sink, and twice, 3 times a day, and sometimes more, I would rinse my mouth out with salt water. And then at night, my husband would like put the pills in the cups in order, so I knew, or we knew, what I needed to take when, and he would write the times on them. So kind of sounds silly, but it actually was helpful in more than one way. The other thing, which I didn't bring in here, are plastic spoons and forks, because they are just a little bit more gentle on your teeth and your tongue and everything versus like metal utensils. A absolute must is some kind of ice pack, and I actually ended up ordering, I ordered 2 of these. Oh my gosh, just bringing this out. I lived in these for over a week, like almost continuously. So this one, I'll link this down in the description box. Super cheap, off Amazon. But there is like a nice fuzzy microfiber side, which is what I would start with. And then when it would start to get warm, I would flip it to this side, which is like more of the plastic, and it's a little bit more harsh on your skin. So you just put it on like this and it velcros. And yeah, I would even sleep like this. So that was fun. I'm glad I don't need these anymore, even though I do feel like I'm still kind of dealing with a little bit of swelling still, but not near as bad. So I have 2 of these. We ended up ordering a 3rd just so we could like rotate, because at one point I was just like needing it. The other thing, oh my goodness, like they give you chapstick, but Neosporin, my lips and my corners of my mouth were so bad and so swollen. And this is for not just like repairing, but also is for pain relief. So I put this on over and over and over and over and over. So I kept this on my bedside table, and my lips peeled several times. Like I was just getting new skin as it healed. You can tell now it's all so much better. I will still get a little like spot that'll kind of flake a little bit, but I just keep using this and it healed it quicker, I think, than if you just used regular chapstick. Another thing, tissues. Another thing I kept by my bedside because I was such a mess. You obviously, like my chin is still numb. Like I still have some numbness and swelling and everything, and I still like dribble water or anything. I can't hardly drink out of like a bottle, or obviously you can't drink out of a straw. So I've been using like regular wide mouth lid cups, because I don't know why, but I don't dribble as much with those. But I was such a mess eating and drinking, so I needed these constantly to like wipe my mouth, and you drool too, so it was nice to have that. So some things that aren't necessary, but I feel like mental health is so important, and when you're going through this, you kind of go through the highs and the lows, and it's up and down. So anything that can make you more comfortable and kind of give you something good to look forward to, I think is super important. Not necessary, but I actually went and splurged on some Lush bath bombs, and they are so cute. They're like Christmas ones. So look at this. How cute is that? So I took a couple baths, and it was just nice to look forward to some relaxing time. It made me feel better, and then yeah, it was a little fancy with those bath bombs. You can get cheap ones too, but I really love those. Those were my favorite. I also splurged on some good chapstick, because once your mouth heals, it's just nice to have like something that you know is natural and nourishing your skin, because I feel like I use this so much. So this was probably not necessary. It's like a exfoliator for your lips, but as everything was like drying out, I needed that. And then this is just a really nice natural chapstick. So not necessary, but if your lips were as bad as mine, you'd want it. Another thing is I mentioned my neck pillow. So not necessary, but because I'm a stomach sleeper or a side sleeper, and I pretty much had to sleep on my back, this was really nice to have for sleeping. It's also got a massager in it, and it's got heat on it too. So again, not necessary, but it was like laying in the aisle at Home Goods, and I was like, that sounds like a good idea. It was really super cheap. So not necessary, but it was just nice to have, so you can kind of like even put an ice pack on there and just kind of lay on it. And this kind of helps too if it falls, but you can just kind of like lay on it and then switch sides and like lay on it. So there was that. And then one of my followers actually mentioned this, to do a lymphatic flush, and I have one of these already. It's like you can massage your face with it. It's supposed to make you youthful. I don't know. But I actually took this side here, and if you start at the top and just run it down your neck, it helps kind of clear all that up. And being so swollen and everything for so long, stuff gets built up in there. And so this kind of helps to clear out all of those clogged glands and everything. You don't do it hard and you don't do it often, but I did it about every other day in the shower, and I do think that helps. But other than that, an update on 2 weeks post-op. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not sure I will feel like normal until I get like permanent teeth, but compared to 2 weeks ago, I feel so much better. I'm starting to get my energy back. I'm starting to get my face back. I'm starting to be able to smile because I was so swollen, like you couldn't even see my teeth. So it's nice to be able to smile. Hopefully even that'll get even better, because this is still like tender a little bit. But I mean, being gone through so much trauma from the surgery and all the healing and everything, I think considering, I'm really, really pleased at where I'm at 2 weeks, and hopefully over the next couple months, things will just get better and better. I'm so looking forward to my February 13th appointment, where I can really start rolling on with this process. From the conversation that we had today in the office, it sounds like I probably won't have my permanent teeth before May, but it is what it is, and after May, things will be perfect, and I'm really looking forward to that. So with that said, I'm going to end this video. If you have any questions at all, you can leave them down in the comments for me, and I'll do my very best to answer them. And if you're getting ready to go through this process, you can do it. Believe me, it really wasn't as hard to sit in that chair the day of surgery as I thought it was going to be. I was just ready. So if you're kind of in that spot where you're just kind of like throwing your hands up and you're just like, this is what needs to be done, I think you will also probably come to terms with it. Go roll through the process and prepare yourself, ask a ton of questions, and hopefully that helps you go through this process. And know I'm rooting for you, and you are worth it. And I am so incredibly happy that I could share my experience with all of you, as incredibly vulnerable as this was. It's kind of nice to be able to connect with some of you and hear your stories, and I appreciate all of your encouragement throughout this as well. So anyway, being that it is almost Christmas time, I want to say happy holidays, and follow me over on Instagram at TheDailyDIYer, where you'll see more personal things, whereas here on my YouTube channel is pretty much business as usual. It's pretty much always DIYs, hacks, crafts, organization, which if that interests you, I hope you will subscribe, stick around. And then as I go through this process, I'll do a part 2 maybe in the summertime once I have my permanent teeth, which I'm so excited about. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Have a creative day.